firstandmonday.com, your one-stop shop for all things internet.
Hi guys, this is Crete with firstandmonday.com. College football is almost here and we're pretty excited about it. I know you guys are too. The opening weekend for college football is one of the most anticipated sporting events of the whole sporting year. And to show our excitement, we've put together, along with our First and Monday fans, a 2015 college football preseason top 10 poll. We're going to break down each team in the top 10, show you all the key points, all of the highlights to make your college football season a much more enjoyable experience. So let's get started. At number 8 on the firstandmonday.com countdown, the Trojans of Southern Cal. The Trojans finished the 2014 season with a 9-4 record and a big win over the Cornhuskers in the Holiday Bowl. It was Coach Steve Sarkisian's first year back at USC since his days as offensive coordinator under Pete Carroll, and this time it was as head coach. The Trojans come into the 2015 season with high expectations for the Pac-12 and may have their sights set on the college football playoff appearance. There are a lot of guys coming back for this USC team. In total, 14 starters will return from the 2014 season. The offensive side of the ball is loaded with top playmakers, including returning quarterback Cody Kessler. Recruiting has never been an issue in Southern Cal, and why would it? You have a lot of talent in the local area in and around Los Angeles, and California as a state is one of the top 3 states in the country in terms of sheer numbers of high school talent. The probation days are behind USC, and depth is not nearly as much of a concern as it has been in the recent past. As mentioned earlier, the offense is loaded. The Trojans averaged 35.8 points a game in 2014, and they'll boast one of the top offensive lines in the Pac-12 for 2015. That bodes well for signal caller Cody Kessler, who threw 39 touchdown passes to only 5 interceptions last season. Juju Smith is considered by many to be slated as Kessler's go-to guy this year at wide receiver, and Adoree Jackson is a rare two-way player that starts at cornerback and also plays wide receiver on the offensive side of the ball. Replacing a top running back like Buck Allen isn't always easy, but with a great offensive line in front of him, Justin Davis should have no problems finding large holes to run through. We've mentioned the O-line several times now, so it would be remiss if we didn't at least mention All-American candidate at center Max Turek. The defensive side of the ball is where the Trojans must improve if they hope to contend for the Pac-12 title and beyond. They gave up over 400 yards per game in 2014 and look to make an improvement this season. Losing one of, if not the best defensive end in the country in Leonard Williams will not be easy, but as we mentioned before, talent is there at USC. Sua Cravens will be a hybrid linebacker/safety and led the team in tackles for loss in 2014. Joining Cravens at linebacker will be Lamar Dawson and Anthony Sorrow. Adoree Jackson will be a lockdown corner. The schedule for USC is not an easy one. The Pac-12 is right there with the SEC in terms of top conference, and the gap has lessened even more in recent years. They'll play at Oregon this season and at home to much improved UCLA in back-to-back weeks to close out the year. Not to mention the big game against Notre Dame in Week 7. The Arizona teams are much improved in the Pac-12 South, so it won't be easy sledding any week. It'll come down to a few key games for the Trojans, as it always does with a really good team and a really good conference. We would not be surprised to see the Trojans beat the Ducks on November the 21st and then lose to them if they make the Pac-12 championship game. And who's to say the Trojans even make the game? This was a tough one to predict, but we'll go with 10-2 and a loss to the Pac-12 in the Pac-12 championship game, but a big-time bowl game for USC. Coming in at number 7 on the top 10, the Baylor Bears. Baylor was a strong playoff contender the entire 2014 season. A midseason loss to West Virginia kept the Bears out of the playoffs when all was said and done, but a Cotton Bowl bid against the Michigan State Spartans was still a cap to a great season for the Bears. A loss in the Cotton Bowl left a bitter taste in the mouths of the Bears faithful, and they're looking to take that next step in 2015. Like a lot of teams expected to be good in the preseason, Baylor returns a lot of experience and talent. They return 30 players that have lettered in both of the back-to-back Big 12 titles won by the Bears. Once again, the high-power offense will be the focal point of the team's run at glory in 2015. Texas has arguably the highest caliber of high school talent in the country, and former high school coach Art Briles has used that experience to rein in some of that Texas talent. Baylor is going to score points, a lot of points. When you throw the ball around the field like they do and have talent to boot, you have a formula for having success on the offensive side of the ball. Seth Russell is expected to take over for the departed Bryce Petty, and that's big shoes to fill. However, if there's one thing Art Briles has proven, it's that he can develop a quarterback. Spencer Drongo is the All-American left tackle that anchors a very good and very experienced offensive line. Running back Shock Linwood should be buying these guys dinner early and often in 2015. The receiving corps is deep once again. Corey Coleman and KD Cannon return a combined 122 catches and 19 TDs from 2014. Sean Oakman decided to stay another year with the Bears, and the defense couldn't be happier. Oakman led the team with 11 sacks a season ago and looks to keep opposing quarterbacks running scared all of 2015. The defensive line will be one of the deeper and more talented lines in the conference and look to be the strongest part of the defense overall. The linebackers will be a bit of an unknown for the Bears. The secondary will be tested early and often in the Big 12's pass-happy offenses. They return all 4 starters from a team that was not at its best in passing situations in 2014. The great thing about the Big 12 is that you get to play every team in the conference because of the size of the conference as a whole. This means there's no crying about missing this team in the other division or not playing that team this year. The conference is decided on the field of play, and it's not an easy slate. Oklahoma and TCU look to be the toughest games on the schedule in the preseason, with tough games against West Virginia and some other unknowns looming ahead. A third Big 12 title in as many years is not out of the question for the Bears. We believe an 11-1 season is attainable, but we predict a narrow miss in a playoff berth once again for Baylor. So there you have it, guys. 2 teams broken down by firstandmonday.com in our 2015 College Football Preseason Top 10 poll. Tune in for the remaining teams in our poll and go to firstandmonday.com for this and other content. We'll see you there.